What's good, y'all? Welcome to Ready to Tape. Y'all already see the thumbnail, man. What the hell's going on with this regime? I don't understand. I don't understand whatsoever what we got planned for the future, but I can tell you right now that I don't like a lot of the moves that we're making. I try to stay optimistic about Jimmy G. I try to be optimistic about this defensive move and Marcus Epps that I haven't even talked about because, like I said, I'm trying to stay on the positive side. But we're gonna get into details and why I'm so frustrated with what we've been doing so far. I'm not doubting what's happening, but I definitely don't see a plan, or I definitely don't see what's going on. So let's hop into this, man. So y'all can see from the thumbnail, we traded Darren Waller, superstar tight end. Yes, he's been hurt. Yes, he's been dealing with some things. But why trade him now? Maybe it's because of the cap move. We could save some money in that perspective. But at the same time, we could just save by that and also picking up extra draft picks, which is a third round pick. It's like pick 100 or something like that. And we'll be able to stack up in the draft. But Darren Waller, I don't think his skill set is going to be able to be replaced that fast. You talk about a guy that's a mismatch in the receiving game. Talk about a guy that would have helped Jimmy G in the long term in a safety blanket. But at the end of the day, maybe they see it as him being injury prone, him not being able to stay on the field. Your best ability is availability. And that's probably what this regime was looking at. And I'm not mad at that whatsoever. But I felt like we just waited too long to trade him. I was a big advocate before we traded him. And this was what, 2 years ago now that I was preaching to trade him, and I thought we had passed that point, but maybe not, because we seen him move on to the Giants. Now that Darren Waller moved on to the Giants, in other news, Jacoby Myers. He came in. He's wide receiver number 2 for the Raiders, which is a great pickup in my opinion because he was basically the number 1 for the Patriots, and he's an Aguilar, but a younger Aguilar, you could almost say. So we have Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers stacked up on the outside. Losing Darren Waller though really takes away that interior pass presence. You know, Jimmy G's able to get it to a guy in Darren Waller who has that speed, who has that size at a tiny position. Are we going to replace that in the draft, especially after losing Foster Moreau? So that's 2 tight ends down. And not only that, I hear in the news that we're looking at Mercedes Lewis. Again, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm really that excited about that move. Yes, he may be able to block well, but is he really a guy that's going to be able to replace that pass coverage? Excuse me, y'all probably hear a little something, because yes, I am feeling under the weather. The weather out here is looking crazy in Sacramento. It's not looking that great either. So, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to get through to this content because stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. This team is changing. This regime is doing whatever the hell they want, and they're dismantling the Gruden team that was once here. You talk about Waller's already gone. Looks like Hunter Renfro may be traded in the near future. Derek Carr is gone, someone that's stuck around for a long time. And you see, some offensive linemen are moving around. We want to keep Brandon Parker. Jermaine Illuminor is going to test free agency. There's a lot going on. And I feel like right now we're going to have to really take a step back as Raider fans and just say, look, we can't put any emotions into this. We got to wait until they're actually done doing what they're doing this offseason. Because if they make a splash in the draft and go after a guy like Jalen Carter, or if they end up getting a quarterback like a CJ Stroud, which would really be a big splash, I think a lot of fans would be excited because it would be showing that we're actually investing into the future, but it would have to be the right pick. If we end up going with a guy like Will Levis with pick 7 to sit behind Jimmy G, I would be personally disappointed. I'd be highly disappointed because at this point, I feel like we're settling. Talk about defense out of the ball, Marcus Epps. I'm not a big fan of that signing. 2 years, $12 million. That's six apiece. So you talk about a guy that's okay, decent, carried by a very good Eagles team in a defensive line that was dominant. And then he had 2 great corners around him, and he still wasn't that good. So when you talk about Marcus Epps, okay, you can say he's a cool, strong safety to have in there. But at the same time, man, is he really going to move the needle for this defense? Because I feel like we're going to need somebody that's going to really move that needle from being a POS of defense to something that's moderate or something that's actually competent and can be ranked in the top 20. Excuse me. So, with that being said, I need to see this regime make a move on the damn defense. I get it. We're already done a bunch on the offense, but we need to make some moves on the defense. But as far as Darren Waller, let me look real quick to see what that contract was looking like actually. How much did we free up for that Darren Waller? But for what it looks like right here, it says 11 million cap hit, 20 million dead cap. So I'm assuming that does go to the Giants, and we free up that money. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not 100% mad at freeing up some money. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this movement from this new regime, man. A lot of stuff is going on, but at the end of the day, we're still Raiders fans. And like I said, let's take a step back and let them finish out what they're doing before we really put a grade or really put our thumb down and say, look, these guys are effing it up. So stay tuned, y'all. I'm going to be putting out more content, even though I'm not feeling 100%. Again, don't forget, April 1st, we're dropping the new redemption half season draft caps. Will only be available from April 1st to May 31st. That's it, or until supplies are sold out. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, ready to take.